What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Scott Lewis here with John on another apartment gamer and more Brooklyn Nets Stoop Edition. What's good, John?
Doing good, Scott. Feeling a little better. It was a little tough week getting cold on your birthday, but I've made the best of it on the road to recovery, thankfully. And excited to see where the Nets are going to be in 16 days because we're exactly 16 days away from trade deadline season. So far, it's been pretty stale, pretty cold. It seems like the Giannis stuff has kind of halted, as Brian Windhorst said, potential deals that could be finalized, being discussed, etc. None of those deals will go through so everybody knows where's the Greek Freak going next. And if the Bucks keep losing between now and February 5th, that could be accelerated. And I think there was just a bunch of teams thrown in today: Miami, Knicks, whoever wants to take a shot at him. So I think once that gets resolved, which probably won't be till the day of the deadline or a day or two before, given certain contracts still have to be trade eligible. But it seems like there could be a move there, which would unlock a lot of the other moves. So if there was stuff between Warriors and the Nets about MPJ, that's probably on hold until the Giannis stuff gets resolved. So yeah, hopefully once that gets resolved, these other deals that could be finalized or in place has the Nets potentially being involved, as it feels like we could benefit than most teams this upcoming deadline because we have extra cap space. We have some vets that certain teams might want. So I think Sean Marks has a chance to really add a lot to his resume this upcoming deadline if he pulls the right moves. But at the same time, if he does want to pull certain moves, I understand we have an off season, but ultimately protect that lottery pick. That's what matters, and we're in a decent spot right now. But some other teams are going to start dropping just like we are trying to do right now. So can't take your foot off the pedal on this one, my friend. And that's kind of what's going on right now.
Yeah, it seemed like let me just put this up here. What's up? Yo, what's
Hey,
up,
Jamal.
Jamal? What's good? What's good? Um the thing is, Michael Porter Jr. is still a hot commodity on the list.
Oh, most definitely.
Everybody's really looking at Michael Porter Jr. really. Also, Jonathan Kaminga and Keon Ellis, the Sacramento Kings, is a hot commodity. I don't know about the guy from the Knicks. I mean, nobody really wants him, but
That dude's a bust. Yeah, he's a bust. Apparently, they want to give him to us for Zaire Williams. So,
yeah,
I
right.
mean, that's going pretty low if they got to reach out to us again. But I saw the deal listed. Ubicel, that young kid Packham in 2 seconds for Zaire. I wouldn't want to do it, but at the same time, I don't mind collecting more assets from a Knicks team that looks like they're stunned right now. Let's call it what is. The Knicks are stunned after winning that whoopee cushion midseason trophy. That team has just collapsed, man. Like they are like throwing everything against each other right now. That Giannis stuff, I really think if the Knicks cave for Giannis to give up all their remaining assets, imagine this guy. Imagine giving up 6 picks for Midkel and then flipping Midkel for Kyle Kuzma. Scott, if that
Yeah.
happens, oh, that's like going from gold to copper to I don't know what the hell that with Ken Kuzma would be, but that's kind of what the downgrade would be at that point. So yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely think a team like the Knicks might give in to temptation here. But if they want to get somebody from us, hey, listen, I'm open to collecting more assets from that team. But so far, it seems like it's working in our favor.
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma makes $22.4 million. That's a lot of bread though for a midfish. I,
Midfish, yo, midfish, yo, midfish. I'm done. That's a good one. Why did I think of that? Midfish. But that's kind of what the deal is. The Bucks want to get rid of Kyle Kuzma, who has zero trade value. The fact the Bucks are trying to sell Kuzma as some trade upgrade to get them assets, no, no, no. If they're going to do a deal with the Knicks, it's probably going to be something of Towns, Bridges, their remaining firsts, and a young player like a Tyler Kolek for Giannis and Kuzma, which would be a downgrade for that team. Like you're giving up and Bridges has been horrible on defense this year. I understand now why people are calling him cotton candy defense on Twitter, man. That dude is just woof. I
and
saw
that's
guarding Devin Booker yesterday. Oof, man.
yeah. Yeah,
Rough.
and that was supposed to be his thing, but for some reason he can't get it together right now. He's so
Nope.
concentrating on scoring. That's why.
He isn't scoring that much. I heard a stat where he's only had like one free throw in like his last 10, 20 games, which is
Well, he don't go to the rim. That's what
not
it
even,
is.
man. And then
He-
not even. And then Towns, man, that dude, they are so upset with Towns. Like defensively, Mike Brown can't do nothing with that guy. That guy is just now falling on the floor, remaining on the floor for like 10 seconds
well,
plus. So,
well,
yeah.
the thing about Towns is he wants to score, but defensively He's a liability.
Oh,
Him and they two ace kumbaya scorers.
cool. Yo, Scott, you're doing good tonight with the Knicks with the Knicks digs, man. Pretty impressive. But yeah, I just think a team like the Knicks, they're about to cave in because they thought they had an easy ride this year. And now here's a crazy thing: the Celtics. Listen, the Celtics have been a breakout story this year because everybody thought they were going to gift wrap themselves as the boss. So thankfully they didn't. And now apparently a Jason Tatum, Wolverine. That's what his nickname's going to be if he comes back. Wolverine might be back in the NBA in a month or two. And if the Celtics get a sense of this deadline, the Knicks are going to have some problems, man, because, yeah, you were able to beat them last year, but facing a fresh Tatum and a potential new center on a team that's being led by a superstar in Jaylen Brown, the Knicks now become a headache for the Knicks. And then you have the Raptors, who nobody thought they were going to be the good this year. They're now, I think, a half a game away from being tied with the Knicks. And then behind the Knicks, you have Philly, Cavs, and Orlando, who we all thought could be three big threats. Well, I thought Magic and Cavs were going to be big threats this year. They've had mixed results, but Philly, if Philly gets to the playoffs with a healthy Embiid, a healthy George, and a healthy
Yeah,
Maxey
they could make a
with their
run, right?
backcourt, they could do something. And I think they would be a horrible opponent for the Knicks because you see what Embiid has done to Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, man, how many games does that guy play this year? I think the guy's missed more games. He's played more games this year. That guy is like Embiid would eat him for lunch and dinner, man, if he could. Pause.
Yeah, I
Like
know
that's not a
that.
good matchup for them right there.
No, it's not. Did the Knicks played Phoenix last night, right?
Yep, we face the Suns tomorrow in a back-to-back. That's why MPJ and Drake Powell, my guy Drake Powell, they're not playing tonight. They decided to rest them on a back-to-back against the Bulls. So total great strategic move. Finally, they actually rested them on the right day. And the Suns, I think they're getting Jalen Green back tomorrow. He was just listed questionable, so we might see a Green and Booker duo tomorrow in the back-to-back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the Knicks are reeling now. They standings is not too good.
They're facing us on Wednesday, man. I'm telling you, as much as I want us to get a top pick, I want this team to go full guns a blazing on Wednesday. MPJ, 50 piece. Cam Thomas, 50 piece. Yegor, 20 plus piece. I want 10 threes made from Yegor. Drake Powell, I want you to lock that flopper down. Put Jalen Flopper Brunson in the penitentium. And then Towns, man, Claxton, man, he got himself clawed by that cat last time. I need Claxton to be a pit bull. Woo, woo, woo. Against Carthy
That
Towns,
road trip
man.
for them was terrible.
Oh, it was
I
awful. Western
yeah,
Conference trips are always awful, man, but for them, it was really bad.
yeah. Usually that's a symbol of where you at in the league when you can win on the road, but that's not working for the Knicks right now.
They also
Uh,
played extra games in that midseason tournament. Now I think I realize now why some teams kind of like I guess don't try super hard because it's like you got to play extra games on extra schedule. If your schedule's like three out of like four games, like it catches up to you. And it looks like the Knicks, man, like they are just tired, beaten down already. It's like it's not even February, so keep that going if that's the way they want to go about it. But yeah, they definitely didn't make the upgrades they thought they did. I think the bench is just as bad as it was last year, and now Towns, who was a huge problem last year, is even a bigger problem now with this coach. So yeah, the Knicks are in some trouble, which benefits us. We have four of their picks going forward, which is again,
yeah,
I thought it might be okay for us, but if this is the way they're going to be, if they're going on Giannis, that court could be broken up in 2 years. By then, we'd still have their 2029 and 2031st. The
yeah,
2031st Knicks first looking really valuable if the Knicks can't
yeah,
get through this rough patch right now, which is not looking good for them.
yeah. I totally think they're gonna be reeling in a couple of years. So I was looking to see what John Morant was talking about. Should you exactly where I want to be? He's saying that's just where he want to be. He's being humble right now with the Memphis Grizzlies. He said, if anybody here knows me, I'm a very loyal guy. That's crazy. I didn't foresee him to be one that be talking about loyalty.
I don't. I listen. Let's just call it what it is. John Moran is trying to say the nicest thing he could think of without saying the worst thing he could think of at the same time. Listen, that relationship is done. It's dead. We've heard multiple sources say this team is ready to get him out, like exercising a demon. Like they just want this guy as far away from Memphis as possible. And it's crazy that the NBA gave Memphis two huge international games, considering the fact we should have been considered because at least we have an international base. I don't think the fans were excited to have a John Morant not play in the first leg of this in Berlin, but to have him play in London. It's like the NBA, you really made the wrong call with a guy who's on a team right now where there's a lot of toxicity and uneasiness. So it seems Ja will be out of this team very soon. To where, I don't know, but the trade value for him is very low to the point where there might not even be any first round picks, which is crazy because John Morant once led his team at second place in a less competitive West than what it is right now. But he really fell off with the gun stuff, with his personality, behavior issues, and just his health issues at the same time. So if a team wants him, it's essentially taking a gamble flyer. And I heard Miami might want him, but now apparently Miami wants a Giannis or a big star in 2 years with their cap space they're supposed to have. So they might be out of it. The Kings thought about it, but they don't want to give up any picks. And then a team I keep hearing about are the Milwaukee Bucks. And we just talked about Giannis might want to pull the trigger very soon on his own exit from them. But if they want to keep Giannis for a few more months, I guess trading for a guy like Ja isn't the worst of a worst thing to do right now. So the fact that superstar A might want out any minute now. So I think a team like Milwaukee might go after Ja just in case that Giannis does leave. I guess they're gonna have to build around Ja Morant in a low market Bucks team. So if that's what the Bucks are gonna do, I totally understand it. But yeah, his value is not that good right now. Not many teams want him, and not many teams are gonna give up anything close to a big haul for him. So I guess Memphis wants to go young right now. There's no other better way to do it. And another interesting thing is Jared Jackson Jr., a guy who they might want to build around. Apparently, a team like the Boston Celtics is largely contemplating an all-in move for JJJ. Man, that's woo.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be quite
I
a
heard
move.
that. I didn't think JJ would be on the block on the trade block, but I guess you got to listen to what teams offer. So
Most definitely. And they have the Coward kid who's been a real breakout guy, and they have a young core. So I would totally understand why they would do the move. It would definitely be a surprise move. But a team like the Celtics, if they get Jaren Jackson Jr., a returning Tatum, a superstar Brown, a great role guy in Derek White, a six man in Payne Pritchard, like gee golly whiz. Did anybody think Boston Celtics would be a championship contender on a year that's supposed to not be? Nobody. So
nobody could
that
have
would
saw
be an
that.
all-in move right there, especially if they know Tatum's coming back. So I wouldn't put it past them. I definitely think JJJ is a name you're going to hear close to February 5th for sure. But yeah, the ultimate guy that's at the top of this list right now is MPJ, and I just posted this on Twitter on Kate Cunningham's Instagram account from the Detroit Times. MPJ dropped a prayer and heart emoji for a Kate Cunningham performance, which is
Yeah.
very, very interesting.
So JJ, you think JJ had an off year, Jamal? That's what you think? He
A lot
probably
of
did.
people, a lot of people have a mixed reaction about him, which I get. He gets paid all this money, but you look at his stats when it matters most. It doesn't like jump off the screen. But this guy definitely is a defensive player of the year type big, and he's a guy. If you put him in a week each, Jamal, his value I think rises a lot more. Because in the West, it's gotten crazy, crazy tough, and that's why Memphis has fallen as low as they have because the competition is
It
insane.
could be the team, the instability of the team,
That too,
with the thing with Ja and he got his
right?
new contract, probably got a new chick.
Yeah,
You know how that goes.
right.
He got that money now, so he got that
Right.
shmoney as they say.
Buddy, you're on one tonight, so I'll give that to you. The shmoney. And Jamal brings up Clocks, another guy whose name is going through the trade mail again. And listen, if we keep MPJ, I can understand it because we have optionality with him. But with Claxton, I feel like this is your best time right now because he's having career highs in almost everything: points per game, assists, free throws. His defense has been spectacular this year, but it's been better than what it was last year. So if a team wants him, like a Hornets team, a Pacers team, which right now they need a center, even though they're trying to get a top pick, they need a big if they want to be serious next year. So, and the Lakers, listen, the Lakers have had years to call us about Claxton. They are right now losing so badly because there's no defense on that team. They ate a move, complete bust. I thought it was going to be a bust, but this dude, man, he was complaining, I'm not getting enough touches. Well, you got to play some defense, Aiton. That's why they got you. And right now, their defense is collapsing like the Titanic right now. And I would not be surprised if the Lakers contact the Nets about Claxton and offer a package of Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, Adolin Connect, and a first round pick because Claxton is worth a first round pick right now. So it would seem like the Lakers willing to part with a valuable first Sparring contracts, a young player for Claxton. I'm all ears right now. I think Claxton, if Sean Marks wants to make a big move at the deadline, if it's not MPJ, there's a lot of teams that want Claxton right now. You have a young big and Danny Wolf who could be your backup or your starter of the future. You have a guy like Dayron who's been on a recent upward trend. You could keep Dayron on a cheap extension
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this upcoming summer. You have to do renegotiations. It makes a lot more sense for our center future if Claxton is traded. Dayron is slightly promoted, even though he's a backup, and Wolf gets an actual role as a backup big. I think that's the perfect way to align your center position right now and have some balance there. So if there is a big move I could see the deadline, it is to trade Nick Claxton because I think a lot of teams want him, and I don't think his value will get that much better than what it is right now, especially as he gets in his late 20s.
There are definitely a lot of teams want him. That's for sure. That is for sure. A lot of teams are
Multiple
very
teams.
interesting, very much so. But the question is, are they willing to give up what the Nets need? You know, so I mean, it's hard to get a big in this league, man. It really is, and to give up one, even though we know he's not this great, scorer, and but he fits as teams can see. He's experienced. He's an experienced center now, and he know what his place is. He's not a 30-point scorer. He's not going to be this, but he can give you a double double every night. He could possibly do that for you every night, and that's not easy to get a center to do that in this league. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, listen, he's better than what it was last year. Last year, we all like, damn, how did this guy go from potentially being defensive player of the year with the big three to bottom of the barrel? I mean, I remember I looked at a stat one time. His offense last year was the equivalent of a guy on a two-way contract, which was like, oh, geez, this guy's crashed down. But he bounced back. Jordy said he would, and now you have all these playmakers around him. He did definitely had a bounce back season. It's just for the Nets right now. I don't think it's feasible to keep both MBJ Claxton on the books. If you get rid of Claxton for the Lakers deal makes a lot of sense. Expiring contracts, a young player they could add to this young core, and a late pick. It's a late pick, but the Lakers, man, if Luka is the head of that, if they don't have great defense around that guy, it doesn't matter how many 40-point games Luka has. His lack of defense and that defense around the team is inexcusable right now. So I could see a team like them cave because they need a guy like Claxton right now. We have Claxton right now, but we have a big in Danny Wolf, and we have
Well,
a backup in
that
Sharp
would
who
make them a
could
better
have extended
team.
roles in this
If
league.
they get Claxton, they'd be a better team. They'd be a
Yeah, but
better
Claxton will be in his
team.
30s by the time that pick could be in our grasp.
Oh,
So I'm
oh,
willing to take the
okay. You
gamble.
talking about the
I'm willing.
a later
It's a
first
two,
Hey,
it,
what's
round?
it's a
good,
two,
y'all?
it's a
Hey, what's
2031.
up,
Hey Joel,
Jamal?
it's a 2031 first, which I
Oh
think
yeah,
could
it's a
work in our
late.
favor.
Yeah, it's a
I
late
don't.
pick. Yeah,
And
I
Luke
mean a
will be
later
older
pick.
too. Luke will be older too. And if he can get any better defensively, I think that pick could benefit us somewhat. And it's a trade chip pick essentially for Clarkson. It's not going to be like a valuable lottery pick, but a trade chip that we can utilize. And this is the people that realize about late picks right now. Remember the team? It was I think Utah. They had a late pick and they traded it for like three picks in like 26, 27, 28. The Nets could do something like that too, where we could have a late pick, trade it to another team, and get picks that are like around the 26, 27, 28 bracket. There are ways to manipulate a late pick into multiple picks. So the Nets could do something like that too. So there's value in getting a late pick from the team. It's not just, oh, we have to wait 5 or 6 years for it. It's you can use that pick, trade to somebody, if you get picks that are more around this timeline for us. So
Yeah,
there's ways to manipulate late
we
picks.
need to get rid of Sean first. Then.
Yeah, Sean
I
gotta
wish.
go.
I wish. I wish.
Sean gotta go, man.
Yeah. What's up,
Do you hear
Jamal?
it? Hey,
Ain't
Joel.
nothing was good with y'all.
Not much. What you think
My
about
fault. I've been
the
under the
trading
weather.
going on for Michael Porter Jr. and Nick Claxton? I know you like Nick Claxton just like I do. I like him,
Yeah, I
but
feel like you can't listen. I get certain players are replaceable,
yeah,
but this man is he's carrying your defense. He's the ankle on defense, whether people want to believe it or not.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
is.
can't guard certain bigs, but he's a mobile center. He's somebody that could guard the perimeter.
Oh, and it's hard to find those, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly. You don't
It's
get a lot of
hard.
centers that's like quick on their feet, that's nimble, like light on their feet type. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Where it don't even look like if he's holding a point guard, it don't even seem like he's holding a point guard. It don't you won't even notice that he's a center. You
Yeah.
know? Like
Yeah, yeah.
Trishan, that's what helped Trish. Like when Cavaliers had Trishan, what's his name?
Um,
Tristan
um,
Thompson.
Tristan
Yeah,
Thompson. Yeah,
Tristan Thompson. Remember how many switches they used to have like during the Golden State series? How many
yeah,
times they switched off, and he
yeah.
was guarding Steph, and
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
doing a good job.
instrumental in a victory. Yeah,
Yeah. So you need bigs like that. Yeah, he might not be the most agile and the biggest to guard all these bigger threats, but that's why you have like a Dayron Sharp and you have Danny Wolf. You know what I'm saying? So you could throw bodies at him.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's the only thing with Roland Clarkson is just the offense game has gotten better. He's taken 3 mid-range shots this whole season. Neither one have ever touched the rim. So it's like I get the defensive
No,
stuff
no, he
he
made
can
two. He
bring, but
made
his
two this year.
offense is nah.
I
I don't
get
think he
he's
did.
not an outside
He made
shooter.
yeah, but he
He's
made two this year. He made one last.
yeah, yeah.
I think the last two
I
games ago.
get that. I get that. I get he's not an outside shooter. It's okay.
It's
You don't have to be an outside shooter to be an instrumental piece in a championship run. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it depends
And
what big you go because if you go up against a Joker or
but
Wemby and Claxton only gives you 5 points, that's not and he doesn't hold the guy down. That's when
that's where
Claxton becomes
Danny
liability.
Wolf
I'm
come
saying.
in. That's where Danny Wolf come in.
Danny Wolf ain't going to be guarded. Danny Wolf could guard a big if he's actually starting center, but to be
Well,
a
if he's a
forward,
center, you want to put him at center, right?
yeah. But then we switch Claxton to forward, and that I don't like that because
Well,
Claxton is
then
not.
sit his ass on the bench and put somebody else in
Man,
there.
how's that going to work? See, listen.
Ain't we drafting a 3-4?
Let's hope we do. I hope we
If
can
we
do
draft
that.
a 3-4, then all this would be out the window.
Yeah, like it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things, it's like
You gotta
how
build.
many?
You gotta
Yeah,
have
how
a
many
foundation. Oh, we lost him. Go ahead.
I just listen. The thing with Claxton is he has gotten better this year, but we've seen a 7-year sample size. As much as he's done better in some areas
My fault,
against
y'all.
the best
You
bigs in
done?
deep playoff runs, I don't see Claxton as being like as strong defensively when it matters most, as opposed to he is in regular season. Regular season, he's had a lot of moments, but in playoffs, completely different animal. And they're going to throw the best bigs. Like look at Detroit now with Stewart, with Durant. Claxton is not going to body up against those guys. They're going to slam him.
I
Yeah,
can't I
yeah. No,
can't
I
say that
get it.
because I can't say that because that Philly series when he was kind of getting under Joel Embiid's skin, he was doing his thing.
And Embiid's legs are
And he
like
was
shot
young.
though,
He was a
man.
young boy.
Yeah. The thing is I get where people saying they want better at that position. There is hard to find 7 foot centers, man.
Yeah,
That's
but
that can play that
Isn't he like
position.
6'11"? Is he like
Yeah,
6'11"?
he's six
he's
eleven.
like 6'11", yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
six
so he's not
eleven.
7 foot.
But it's hard to find somebody to man the paint in the NBA, man.
Yeah, like,
Match.
but
I ain't gonna lie to you.
What happened to
It's
traditional
extremely.
bigs?
I don't. There is none. Everybody
Like,
wants
yeah,
to
that's
shoot
what I'm
us.
saying. Everybody wants the spectacular looking one, but a traditional big is what might be needed for this team.
The only traditional big out there is
You can't
Andre
have 10
Drummond, but
Danny
he's a lot
Wolves.
older right now.
Yeah,
But I'm just
And-
saying you can't have 10 Danny Wolves or 10 Jokers on one team.
yeah. I get it, Javon. You saying he's too small? I get it.
That's what it is.
He's a runner.
He's undersized. That's
He's
the
a
problem.
rim runner. He's a rim runner.
Yeah.
I know what he is. The thing is, I don't know if we want to say like if you was a coach, are you willing to get rid of him for something weaker? That's the question. Are you willing to search again? Because you're going to be searching again to fill that spot. Are you
'Cause
okay? Are you good with it if somebody gives you an offer that you know I'm gonna get a center in the draft? Look at the centers that came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all of them right now.
Molly Wop and all that.
I don't even hear their names.
Mm-hmm. The
It
only
is-
one that you hear about is Carton Burner,
Yeah, they all
and
suck.
that's all. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Jamal.
And I
They
think he was a
suck.
second round. I think he was a second
It's
round pick.
hard to find. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is extremely hard to find centers. That's why I think the Nets don't really want to give up on Nick because Nick at times show you that he can play. He know where to be at. He know how to run the offense. He know he can run the floor,
And
which a
he's
lot of centers,
switchable.
and he's switchable. Maxi Renard, he's playing okay. He's just doing what the bare minimum. I watched a couple of games he played, Maxi Renard, and I like him. Don't get me wrong. He might get better.
Yeah,
He can
but they,
shoot.
but what they, at this point, I see even if the Kings go in that direction with him, right? It's because what's his name? Sabonis is getting a little bit older, and now he got a little injury history. But if Sabonis wasn't injured or wasn't getting older, Bernard wouldn't even get that much burn.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is that it's a hard position to play, man. I don't know how. I don't even know how to say it. It's really hard to play in the NBA as a center.
Well,
It's a tough
I
position,
I
man.
agree with you, but just like Jamal said, the NBA is evolving before our very eyes. Now, the small guard era is clearly over. Now, everybody at every position has to be over 6'5" to be legitimately considered a starter now in the NBA. And for bigs, like you said, if you have a really strong power forward and a really strong center, that's a great combination because they can essentially
Mm-hmm.
operate like two bigs, essentially. I think for the Nets right now, though, the Clowney Claxton thing, they're both still undersized, and Clowney's due for extension. Clowney's been great offensively this year. He's been inconsistent. That's all his problem is. Like he has some great games, then he has a lot of regression games. But ultimately, defensively, is Noah Clowney that ideal power forward that's going to shot block, some of the best power forwards, even bigs. And there's still a lot to be left desired. There's Simon Clax. I still feel like at the end of the day, we're undersized at the 4 and 5, which I think has to be addressed eventually. Like it's been better defensively on effort when we made the move to put Clowney in. But if I'm looking at long term against some of these teams like Detroit, Spurs,
Yeah,
OKC, got a lot of big bad guys at those positions. And for us right now, Claxton and Clown, I still feel like they're not locked down in those areas. So I
yeah.
could see
Because
some movement there in the
Chicago, who we
future.
play again, is a big team. They have a big lineup. They
All
can
right.
come off their bench with 6, 7, 6, 8 people,
Mm-hmm.
and play ball. Don't lose no height at whatsoever. But the thing is, look at the team. They suck. You could be 6'9" and still suck. I don't. Some people who have a tendency of thinking. I personally think it's a copycat league. I get it. Some teams show you that having a big lineup can win you games, and I think it's just more of the fit because I don't think it really matters if you know what you're doing and you know how to switch your team up. You got look at all right. Let's take an example. The Pacers. They're not a big team.
They were
They
balanced though. They were balanced though last year.
yeah, they were extremely balanced,
Can
well
can I just say
coached.
something real quick? Can I just
Yeah,
say something real quick?
go ahead.
For Claxton to be a second round pick out of
He's
the
doing
draft class
well.
that he was in,
He's doing
he's
well.
outplaying a lot of people that went before him.
Sure
Like
enough
some of these
is.
people we don't even they're not even in his same caliber right
I
now.
don't even think
Like
some of them
Jackson
in the
Hayes.
NBA.
Yeah, Jackson Hayes was number 8.
Oh, jeez. That's
DeAndre Hunter was number 4.
Yeah,
oh man. Is that
This is that Zion draft.
yeah, yep,
PJ Washington. These are names that went before him. Go. That's on Orlando.
yep.
he's an okay backup. He's an okay backup.
Yeah, I
But you
mean,
get what I'm
some of
saying?
them, like Zion, that
But
was
you're
that
saying
Zion
backups.
thing. Yeah.
Look, you saying backups. He was picked number 18.
Yo,
Claxton was second round.
speaking of Zion, what he did against us, man, if Zion could just be healthy, man, this guy could be one of those down people in the NBA. You know what I call him now? His nickname is Burger King, bro. Like, if he could actually be that dominant consistently, this guy might have been a top 2 superstar in the NBA. But, like, injuries, man, I'm telling you. Like, and I agree, Jamal. Listen, Claxton, the way he was his position, has done better than most expected. I just think for him right now, is he a complete center where we have full trust in a deep playoff run that he's going to hold down his role and be that true interior anchor? It's just like somebody said in the comment section. He's just very undersized right now. Like unless you have a strong forward next to him to make up for his deficiencies, he can make it work. But if you don't, it's going to be tough. So I
You
just
got to
think
play
right
him with
now
Wolf.
You could, but we have Clowney right now. That's the problem. So
Yeah,
unless we're
and
going to
that's the
trade
problem.
Clowney or move him to the
Clowney,
bench,
yeah,
that's
Clowney
the
too
thing.
off and on for me. He too off and on for me. I
Yeah,
can't.
but the
You
thing is,
can't
we
depend
can't
on
make him a
Clowney.
bench guy, though. We can't make him a bench guy, though, right now. We put him back to the bench. Look what he did the first 16 games of the season. He looked so lost as a bench guy. I was like, how could this guy dribble basketball so well, dunk in preseason, but in real season, he's clueless, don't know what he's doing. I call him popcorn muscles to start the season. If we do that move, I think it's going to ruin Cloudy, but I want Wolf to start at point center, but I don't want him to be forward. That's the thing. Having
But
Claxton
John,
the ball, it's going to prevent. I think it's going to prevent Cloudy and Wolf from maximizing their potential right now. That's my only
but
problem with Claxton right now.
what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if we do draft a Caleb Wilson or Boozer or somebody? Somebody got to
Yo,
go to the bench.
if we get one of those two guys, Cloudy definitely goes to the bench. You'll have no arguments from that part. But right now, we don't know if that's a guarantee. But if we have Caleb Wilson, that's my power forward right there. Or he could be my 3-5. I don't care. He's position. Listen, Caleb Wilson, guys, is the definition of positionless basketball in this era that everybody's trying to do. He's a perfect guy to have on this team. So I would be totally fine with moving Clyde to the bench. But if Clowney doesn't adapt to being a bench guy again, then whatever extension we give him, hopefully it's not too big because if Clowney can hold down a bench role at that point, then it
He
becomes an
gonna have to get
expendable trade
moved.
piece.
Yeah, he got to get
Yeah,
moved.
unfortunately, but we have time to figure that out right now. So
Yeah,
we'll
because
see
I
how
feel
that
like
goes.
if we end up drafting a four or whatever the case is,
Yeah.
it's either
Uh huh.
it's because it's like you're saying everybody got to go basically. Because if you want to give Danny Wolf his minutes, but you want him to start, you're gonna have to get rid of probably Sharp and Claxton.
You
Cause
think so?
Sharp got two. He signed a 2 year with a team option, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my thing is this:
After
if you
that
do
year
trade,
is over, he's gonna go try to get a started position. Cause I'm pretty sure
well,
a lot of teams gonna be trying to pay him to get starter. To be a starter.
Right.
if you trade Claxton, I believe this organization could re-sign, well, extend Dayron on a very cheap extension. Let's say like 12.5 million salary for 4 years, like 12 3 like a $48 million contract, a 12.5 salary. That's decent for Dayron if he keeps doing what he's doing right now. To keep him to be a temporary starter going to next year, which will allow Wolf to be the official backup. I'm fine with that because we don't have to throw Wolf into the deep end automatically. We can see what Dayron does and increase his value if the Nets ever want to move for him after Claxton. But Wolf being the backup, having an actual role to lead that second unit, I think that's the next step for Wolf right now. Because right now, he's having to adapt to play all these forward positions. But I think once you move off of Claxton, promote Dayron to a cheap extension, Wolf actually gets to be a backup five leading a bench, which I think is a good way for him to continue his evolution. Don't have to throw him in the deep end by get rid of both Dayron Claxton. I don't think you have to. But if I had my way about it, trade Clax, extend Dayron on a cheap extension, let Wolf be the backup, and see how those two guys do with their leading their units. Dayron as a starting five, and Wolf as the backup five. I think that kind of lines the center position a lot better than what it is right now. That's how I would go about it. But if you trade both of them, I mean, Wolf kind of by default is your starting five. Then you have to get a backup, I guess, in this year's draft or in free agency. And be honest with you, I looked at the center position for this summer. Not very good. It's pretty horrible. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would just trade Clax and keep Dayron if I was playing
Mm.
this
Cause,
the right way.
cause I'm saying because I don't think Dayron is gonna sign an extension.
You don't think so?
Really?
No, no, no,
Mm.
not if he's not gonna get a starting role. Cause it's a difference, right? If he's playing right now and people are saying, yo, he's a starting center in this league, right?
Right.
By time he comes, if teams are looking for centers, he's gonna play the market. He's gonna say, you know what, I'll just take the offer that I got right now, the 2 years, and then I'm gonna play it out and see what I could get on the free market. Because if they
Mm.
offer him a center position, a starting center position, you think he's gonna want to play backup here
Mm.
Well, that's the
when I can
interesting
start
thing.
somewhere else?
If we extended him and let's say we started him next year, right? I could see his
Mm-hmm.
flip day run at next year's deadline when he's signed to an extension, his value is even higher. And I think Sean would get the whatever he wants for day run as opposed to right now. Day run making 6 mil right now. I see a lot of
Mm-hmm.
teams like circling around want to give us maybe seconds and a young player. But it's like if you keep him to a small extension, let him raise his value as a starter. I think you get better value from the following year. And by then, Danny Wolf will have 2 years under his belt. Then you could thrust Wolf into starting five, move moved Aaron, bing, bang, boom. Now it's just getting a veteran backup center, and we're aligned right now at the starting and backup positions, and that's all like settled with. So that's what they should do. Trade Clax now, keep Aaron, extend him, start him next year, move him when the time feels right, promote Wolf. There we go. And they just have to get a veteran backup center, and I think we're money at that point at the center position. That's how it should be. But seeing how Sean Marks does things, he doesn't go after ideal big. So the only way that would make sense is if you get an ideal big to back up Wolf at that point. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's how I would align it to the
The only
best.
big he's going for in this draft is Booza or what's his name, the kid that's playing in Australia, I think.
Oh,
Lopez.
Lopez is not a center. He's a forward. I think he's a
Yeah,
small
but
forward.
you know he gonna make up a center. Like,
Oh yeah,
Sean
oh
Marks.
yeah.
He believe
Did
in that
everybody hear? Did everybody hear
positionless
Sean Marks'
basketball.
Yeah, did everybody hear Sean Marks' big adventure by Nets Kingdom? He went to Australia to watch Kareem Lopez again. We all
Oh,
know this. He's been scouted. The only prospect we know
don't
Sean Marks
have
has
the.
scouted more than 3 times has been Kareem Lopez, who's projected to be 10 through 15 right now in the lottery. Do not reach on this guy. I'm hoping that if we somehow get the 6th pick, don't reach 10 slots for this guy, please. That would
I
just be
don't
a
think he's gonna
horrible
be
way.
that bad. I don't think he's gonna be that bad because from the clips I've seen, it seemed like he's good. It's just the fact of we don't want him because of Sean Marks. Like, you feel
No,
me?
no. The question I have for that player is, would he be a top 3 pick on another team?
No. Come on.
That's the whole
Listen,
thing. Because if he was playing in college right now, would he be like up there?
I don't think
he,
so.
he's like a B. He's like a B
I
minus
mean,
swing right now. I'll
he
give a
would be
fair
in the
value
top
to the B
10, I
minus swing.
guess, but top
He,
10 third pick on 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
he's a B minus swing, I would say. He could be a decent rotation guy, but for this upcoming draft, I don't want decent anymore. I want to aim for somebody that actually has real potential, potential to be a real legit threat. And Tunde Yasafu, I think he just recently faced Darren Peterson. He was guarding him, and I'm hearing rave reviews about how he did. So Tunde Yasafu is another guy I think could open up a lot of people's eyes. He's almost like an Ant-Man Jr. And then Nate Men. I know Nate Men has fallen a lot, but that guy's like, what, 6'11"? That's a guy you don't just let go to like top 20. You see if he's around like 10 to 12 and say maybe that's a reach guy because 6'11", not a lot of those guys in the NBA right now. So you get one a Nate Ahmad or get like a nice explosive young wing like a Tuna Yasfu. That's where I would reach. I wouldn't reach at Kareem Lopez. Sean Mark's obsession with Euro guys is getting a little wild. Like I understood it with these guys we drafted. Yegor's been
I
great.
know. I don't
Dolan's been
understand
good,
even.
but
I don't
Lopez
understand
feels a
the whole
stretch.
thing with this neither. I don't understand this draft neither. A little bit. Half of it, yes. The other half, no. He reached on this one too. That's
Oh,
why I
wow.
hold him to these 5 that he picked. You have to hold him to this. If none of them turn out to be any significance, and I'm serious, then he failed. And going overseas is not the answer. For some reason, he seemed like he wanted to stay away from the American players.
That's wild to me. This upcoming
I
draft, it's
don't
going to be
know
a while
why.
before we see a
You
draft like
know
this.
why? You know why?
I
You know
kind of
why?
know why, but I'm giving
You
him the
know
grace of not being, because when you do that, yes, you will fill seats, but you're not putting out a winning product.
If you get a DeBonsta, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson, the seats in Brooklyn will never stop being filled out. I promise you that
But it's
much. But if, you
full
get Kareem,
now.
but if we draft a Kareem Lopez next summer, I guarantee you the Twitter's going to be on fire with these people saying this is what we did the last 2 years. We drafted a guy who should have been drafted 13 or 18. We drafted a guy nobody wants to draft in the top 8 or barely top 10. But Sean Marks had to reach on another guy.
He better
And
not make that mistake.
Jaeger is earning his rank, but this Lopez one is such a insane stretch that I'm worried now that if Sean Marks has a job after the season's over, I'm even more worried that he'll do something crazy like that.
No,
Like,
Jaeger wasn't a problem. Getting Jaeger at 8 wasn't really a problem. But after that, you kind of made me wonder and scratch my head. I
why
ain't
couldn't
gonna
we
lie
trade
to
up for
you.
Jaeger? Why couldn't we trade? We had over 30 picks. I would have coupled at least 10 of those picks or 8 of them if I had a shot to get Jaeger and somebody else. Like we have all these extra picks, and we have 20 second-round picks. I would have converted 5 of those last summer before the draft into a first-round pick from somebody in this year's draft. And I would have coupled that with 2 of the lates and moved up to get Jaeger at like 15 or 16 or something like that. I would do something like that. Why do we have to stretch on Yeager? We could have got Spencer first and then got Yeager somehow. But Sean Marks doesn't know how to do this type of stuff, to be creative, to be like that. And it's like we just picked where we're at. And we
Yeah,
missed out on some good bigs this upcoming season.
I have to agree with you, John. I
Ryan
have to
Kalkbrenner was
agree with
right
you.
there for us. Imagine we
Yeah.
got Kalkbrenner and Wolf. There's my 4 or 5. Boom, boom, boom. We're done. We're done. Ben Sharaf. That's the guy I got to hear about. Ben Sharaf, the guy that we were praising this whole past summer. This guy is such a professional. This guy is the next Manu Ginobili. I couldn't, Scott and Jamal, with the praise they were giving this kid, and then he started for 3 games. Everybody's like, "Oh, jeez, this is who you guys be saying is the best guy out of this draft." And where has he been since then? G League, dropping 40-point games, but that's it. He's dropped one 40-point game. We haven't seen anything about Sarath in the last month and a half. And right now,
Speaking of our G League, Drew Timmies is playing in the Lakers. You know that he's in the lineup too.
That's all.
And he's doing and getting busy too. Drew Timmy get busy. We knew he was a scorer. I always tell people the same thing. Sometimes it's not just the player, it's the situation. Sometimes you can fit on a team that you don't fit on another team.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, that's just the way it is.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
And that's where this Cam Thomas situation, we're less than 15 days away. Like, this could be the last 15 days of Cam's tenure in Brooklyn. But it just feels like right now, at the end of the day, as much as we disagree about what Cam is on this team, I want Cam to be happy to play basketball. Regardless of how he plays, I could pick that apart all day, but I don't want a guy to be on this team if he's unhappy and he's not going to be fully motivated to do what he's good at. I've seen him miss a lot of easy shots recently that he can make in his sleep with his eyes closed. And it's like, if you don't want to be here, if you're about this no comment BS, ain't shit funny, it's like, Cam, we're going to have to move you somehow. But if you want to be moved, just tell the course organization, sit me down and trade me. I'll okay anywhere you want me to go. But this right now, ruining development of the young guys by missing a lot of buckets and not playing to his level as a 6 man, I get he's unhappy, but we got to figure out how to end this somehow. It's not good.
He's not in the way of the rookies because he's not. He's actually getting less minutes than the rookies.
But he's ruining his value right now is what I'm saying. And the rookies aren't fully gelling
lost.
with him
That's
either.
been lost. That's gone. It's gone, John. That's gone.
He should okay anywhere we send him at this point.
He should have. I don't know what it is with Sean and him or the agent and him. They should have resolved that before the season started.
We were talking about it. We said get a short-term extension done like what the Kuminga did with the Warriors and trade him after a few months. That's what we had to do. But Sean did not want to renege on the $14 million. He didn't want to go at least maybe 16, 17. I would have went as high as 17. That was it.
I don't even think it was I think it was just the longevity of the contract. He wanted, even if he gave him a Nick Claxton type contract, heavy at the beginning and scale down, give him a signing bonus for being here. He's been here. He's been producing. I mean, it wasn't like he wasn't doing anything. He beat the Knicks.
Yeah, he definitely could have gave him. He definitely could have gave him one of those contracts
a heavy front,
and it started dwindling down.
Right. That way, it would make it easy for you to do what you want to do in the future. Give him 3 year contract.
It wasn't like you was trying to win this year anyway.
Give him a 3 year contract. Why are you giving him a 3 year
contract? Trying to win this year?
This is what is the unapologetic truth. Sean Marks did not draft Cam Thomas. It was Kevin Durant. I will stand on that because
I don't think that's true. Even if it's true. Wait, let me say this one thing. Even if that's true, even if Kevin Durant did it, he signed off on it. You can't tell me what to do if I'm the boss. I can't be a boss and be told what to do. That's not how it works. I have to live with that signing. I have to go to Joe Tsai with this is who I pick.
We had 3 of the best scorers potentially ever put together, and it's like, why get another guy that could just score? It seemed like Cam was not a long-term part of this. Even when we drafted him, it's like he's just another bucket scorer. It's like we already have 3 of the best bucket scorers. Why make that move? And I feel like Kevin Durant was like, listen, I need another kid. If I need a rest here, rest there, he could come in. I could mold him into something, maybe a 6 man, and that's how it's going to be. That's why I felt like that's where that all went down. But it's like Cam was
But
never going to be
but
like a superstar A, or
but
the torch
John,
was going to get passed. There was never
That's
anything
John,
like
I
that.
don't
So
believe that
I don't
though.
think
let me
Sean was
ask you a
ever
question though,
invested in
right?
that.
I
I don't
don't
think
Let
Sean
think.
me
was ever
ask you a
invested
question
in
though,
that.
right?
Mhm.
Let me ask you this question though, right? What kept Sean from not trading him this whole time?
Yeah,
Because of the
He had
dysfunction of Big
chances
Three.
to.
he had
No,
chances
I'm saying
before.
he
He
when
had
he got
chances
rid of
before.
when he got rid of KD, he could have just moved Cam Thomas.
Yes, he could have.
I
Why
just
keep
think
him?
And
I,
he had just thrown up to I
Yeah,
think
you could have
340.
traded him when his
Oh
stock was
man,
high,
he would have got
he
you
was
at
only making
least another
$3 million though.
one.
He wasn't
and he
making
was
a
still
lot of
under his rookie
money.
contract.
So
No, I'm
Yeah, but he was
saying he
what?
was
making.
still under his
So
he was
You
still
what?
weren't
under his
getting.
rookie
You weren't
contract. He could have
getting.
got
You were
picks.
not getting a whole lot for Cam Thomas making $3 million, guys. I get it. He had his moments. We all look at the
No,
highlights of
I'm
the
just
moments.
talking about the team. We're
Yeah,
not
but this.
talking about his fit on the
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
No,
but
We're
the
talking
I'm
problem
not talking
about
about that. I'm talking about at that time where his stock was high. You could have
they
just traded
wanted
him
when
if
we
you didn't
had
really want him.
when we had the twins, they started him off the bench, right? In their mind, they want him to be a sixth man. But when Johnson got hurt, I think Clark's got hurt at the beginning of that season, they moved Cam to starting lineup because he was dropping 30 points off the bench for like 3, 4 straight games. He was starting well, then he got hurt again, and then it was like, okay, we'll reincorporate Cam back to starting lineup because Bridges doesn't want to be here. Johnson's injured all the time, so we'll give the kid a shot. They gave him a shot. And then he got to start with Jordy for a few games, got hurt again. So it's like they ultimately want him to be a six man. He forced his way to be a starter, but his own injuries and I guess his own attitude with them made it very hard for them to give him the trust or the money he wanted. It was just a crappy situation. I don't think they could have traded him with when he had those football games they wanted to because he's only making $3 million, and we don't know where we were going as an organization when we traded away
that's
the big
on.
three for the
But the
Twins.
one thing that was always consistent and the one thing that was always there was Sean Marks.
Of course, he failed.
All right,
Listen,
so
he
then
failed
it's
this
on,
team for 10 years.
then it's on him.
It's
It's him. You can't blame nobody else. If everybody else got fired and moved and traded, and the one thing that stayed the same is the GM, then it's the GM.
He traded James Harden for a
I
fisherman, guys.
understand
I've
that.
never seen any GM in sports history ever trade a superstar player for a
I
guy
don't
who wants
trust
to
him
become
in
a
the draft.
fisherman.
I don't
I don't
trust him
I
in
trust
the
him to.
draft.
I don't trust him to be
I
doing
think
anything right now.
Right now,
I
I think if Cam Boozer was there, I think he'll pass on him and go to
He better
somebody
not.
else.
He better
I
not.
swear
no
on
no
Better not.
everything I
think no
love.
I think he'll take him, Scott. The reason why because he's that Captain America type. You know what I'm saying? Where he
Oh,
don't get in
Cam
no
is.
trouble. He's
Yeah, but
politically correct. Like he's that he's squeaky clean.
he'll pass
He
on
don't
the
look like
bastard though.
yeah. He don't look like the
He'll
type
He
to
pass.
talk
better
back.
not.
He'll
Listen, if
pass.
you got the
If
first
Boozer
pick, it's
is
the
off the
Boston man.
board before the Basta, he'll pass on the Basta to take a European
He
guy.
better
How
not.
much you want to bet he would do that? How
Scott,
much you want to bet?
if
How
he
much you
passes
want to
on
bet?
if he passes on the boss, I might have.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
because John, you got to realize too, it doesn't matter because at that point, it's already written in stone. We can't take it back. We can't. It doesn't matter if people fire him. It's the pick is already picked. You can't go back and be like, no, I want to change my pick now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be done. The damage is already done. It's irreversible.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. Well, the game
You know
getting
what I'm
ready to
saying?
start. Let me get
All right,
ready to watch the game. Thanks, Jamal, for being here.
no
Y'all can
problem. You
reach
already know.
Jamal on X, right? What's your
Yeah.
X handle?
The same way as my name is
The
Jay the franchise and
franchise.
Jamal the franchise with a Z, not a S.
Okay. And John, what's up, John? You back? You got any
Yeah,
last words before the game, John?
yeah, yeah. Most definitely. Listen, the trade deadline is less than 15 days away. Since the topic is Sean Marks, I don't want this guy smiling and watching Cream Lopez the rest of the few weeks. Like right now, the Nets are in a very strong position. Like we have the 15 million cap space. We have vets the teams want. We should be in one of the best positions to collect some assets before February 5th. And I hope he doesn't.
Oh, John went back out. I think John is back out. Damn.
Yeah, his
His
service
connection
is
is
probably messed
terrible.
up.
Well, y'all can
Yeah.
reach John on X, everything BK, everything Nets on X. Thanks, John, for being here.
Yeah, you can
Thanks,
see John everywhere.
Yeah, you
Everywhere.
could you can't miss John. Thanks,
Yeah,
John.
John is the
Javon
Stephen A.
Ship.
Smith.
Javon Ship, Range Rover in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Thanks. Thanks for being here. Go Nets. Go Nets. Peace.